Welcome to Mystics Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons, who's in Care First Arena right now. We got Cardo W. Jr. here. Wilson Tarpe Jr. Ray, we'll start with you. Look, we saw the Mystics bounce back with a 103-86 win over the Sky. The last time we were on here, Cardo and I were talking about that they took a step back with that ugly loss to the Phoenix Mercury. What changed tonight?
Yeah, good to see them get back on track, man. Their offense was damn near perfect. 24 assists on 36 made shots. The ball is moving. Then, on the baskets that weren't assisted, it was people being decisive and aggressive. And, Cardell brought up a couple games ago that they need to hit first. And that's what they did tonight, man. They got right to it. They weren't intimidated by the Sky's big interior. They attacked the paint and it led to some success for them. It didn't hurt that they were shooting lights out as well. They shot out damn near 51% from the field, almost 42% from three. Missed 6 free throws, but they got to the line 27 times and made 21 of them. That was the result of their aggressiveness. So, from that standpoint, it was good to see them have one of those type of games. Defensively, I mean, the Sky made some tough shots, and early on, it was just kind of a seesaw battle back and forth. But eventually the Mystics were able to gain some control over the game. Chicago, they scored 27 points in the first quarter, then 20 in the second, 22 in the third, and 17 in the fourth. So it was good to see the Mystics kind of cool them off for a little bit, and then with them being as hot as they were offensively, they were able to kind of get themselves some breathing room and stretch it out. But gotta talk about the rookie tandem, man. They combined for 50 points tonight. Kiki with the double-double. We knew Kiki was going to have to bring it, considering she's going up against Angel Reese and also with Camilla down there as well. Her and Shakira are going to have a tall task in front of them, and they answered the call, man. And, it was good to see Slim. She got in on the action as well. She had 18. She looked like in the beginning of the game, she kind of passed on a couple jumpers, but then she started getting 2 feet in the paint and finishing, and that kind of opened things up for her. So yeah, man, just contribution across the board. A good team win for them, and like you say, it's glad to see them have a bounce back game after the letdown they had against Phoenix, a game which they started well, but just kind of tapered off towards the end. And the decision making tonight as well, 10 turnovers, which is good considering how how often they give that thing up, man. And then it wasn't a lot of the sloppy ones we tend to see. It was typical turnovers you see in a basketball game, which you can't be mad at. Nobody is just going to be perfect in it from that standpoint, but it's the ones when they just giving up loud ball turnovers that turn the layups for the other team. And once those things start to snowball, we kind of see every other aspect of their game get affected. So the fact that they were able to take care of the basketball and keep themselves in the game just shows what they're able to do. Like if they can keep that up with the way they're able to play offensively, then they'll be in good shape, man. It's going to be interesting to see how they finish this tail end of the season. They're in the playoff mix at this point. So yeah, man, they string a couple more like this and they'll be in good shape.
Cardell, your thoughts on the Mystics getting back to 500 for yet again? I think this is the 4th time this season.
Yeah, 3 things that jumped out to me outside of what Ray said about the individual play of the Mystics. 1 points in the paint. They dominated the paint, which is a tall order with the Sky because the strength of their team is in the paint with Cardoso and obviously Angel Reese. They outscored them 52-40. Bench points. Washington outscored their bench 21-7. And then points off turnovers. Washington won that 26-10. And the reason why the Sky didn't get a lot of opportunities to score on them is because they didn't turn the ball over. Having 10 turnovers in a game is ideal. And, they obviously they just did it, so it shows that they're capable. But, scoring 26 points off of the Sky's 14 turnovers, that's big. That means they really got out and ran, and Sky couldn't get back, and they took advantage of it, and they led the easy baskets, man. Again, basketball's not a hard game. You just exploit what the other team is weak at, and you just keep going there until they make an adjustment. If they don't make an adjustment, easy win. That's basically what you saw tonight. Those were, I believe, were the main three factors outside of how efficient they were scoring the ball, man. 50, 41, 77 splits. You can't ask for much more offensively, man. You know what I mean? So all around, it was just a clinic, and that's why they won by double digits, man. So the main thing, said it after the Storm win, you got to keep consistent with it. Can't keep winning and losing and winning and losing, because you're probably going to find yourself losing, and that's going to be the final dagger to keep you out the playoffs. If I'm these ladies, we trying to get back in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's still some holdovers like Shakir and all them that came over from the tail end of the holdovers from the championship team. We know how it was rocking. That you want to get back to that standard. The only way to do that is to pile on wins, man. So all in all, on big time win, they just got to keep it going, and then and be consistent. And that's the next level for this team that's led by a couple of rookies.
Yeah, that's 10 turnovers. I haven't stopped looking at that part of the box score, because how many times this year have we seen that number just be 10? I'm talking about after every game, almost every game we've come on here. When has that not been a talking point? So credit to them for one, keeping to just 10, and look what happens when you do take care of the ball. There are many nights where their offense is rather efficient, but go ahead, Cardell. Go ahead.
Since you're on the turnover, one by their backcourt the whole game.
By the backcourt, just one.
Sykes had one. So
again, outstanding in that regard, because how many times have we come on here and talked about they had a good flow offensively, but you can't keep giving the ball back to the other team. That has been an evergreen statement made by the three of us on any given Outlook show. Doesn't matter which one of us says it. Sometimes it's all three of us. That said, it was great to see them hold the turnovers down. I also think this was the first time in Mystics franchise history that two rookies scored 20 in a game. I saw that on a broadcast, so that's great for those two for what they did in this game. But yeah, I know Sonia, I think 19 and 28 was in the first half. I believe. I know she was on one in the first half. It's kind of crazy. I was sitting there, we were doing the show earlier, and I'm sitting there trying not to say out loud so y'all just gonna keep leaving her open.
7-8, 4 for 4 from deep. Yep.
We just finished watching the Mercury team that was like, hey, we don't want you to get open looks to the, to the respect of Hirsatu Sabali. She's going to be attached to you for the duration of this game. So I don't know what Chicago was on. That's their decision. Way to make them pay for it if you're Washington. And, Cardell, Ray, you guys have been talking about, I know some of the commenters have been talking about with Kiki, the little, maybe rookie wall, the struggles. Saw a nice response. Again, when you're that high up on a scout report, life's tough. Life is legitimately tough. But again, you said what?
She had no choice. The way Angel plays, you're just gonna go one or two ways.
But you want to know what? Back to your point. What did you say last time though? Talking about having new hit first, right? You said go one or two ways. So credit to her.
But it ain't just the physical one. Angel talk a lot, so she adds insult to injury, and I know Kiki knows that. So it's like, nah, she ain't finna be putting me. And spotlight that Angel has, she gonna be everywhere getting destroyed. So let me show up. Plus, I've been playing bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be ready to go. You're on mute.
Yeah, like you said, what comes with the territory with Angel and being viral at the moment. You don't want to see yourself on social media for 72 hours. Somebody having a great game. But now good job for Washington. We saw Shook Sutton kind of banged up there late. Wish her a speedy recovery. Hope it's nothing too serious. We've talked about what she's meant to this group as this season is going on. But yeah, just get response. Cardell, you touched on the bench. Again, they've been figuring that out as we've been going through this too. The biggest thing is do not drop the ball come Thursday. Otherwise, we've done this several times this year. Man, that was a really good win within 72 hours. Man, you took a couple steps backwards. Like you said, the consistency is the biggest thing here. They need to find a level of it for sure. Player of the game for you guys again. I feel like I know the name, but I got to put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I go with Miss Citron. Got to go with.
Yeah, like she set the tone in the first half. I mean, everybody was hitting, but her baskets were loud. So yeah, I gotta go with Sonya as well.
Who was guarding her the most? Kia?
For the most part, yeah.
She gonna get a call from Gino.
Don't pick up the phone. X Factor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kiki. Head-to-head battle with Angel. She got the edge. She got the win. I know Angel got more rebounds, but the stats were pretty close. Scored the same amount. And she put fouls on Reese because she went back at him. You know what I mean? So, that kept Reese from going even crazy because she had to play chess as the game went on with her being on the floor, man. So, yeah, she had to stand up to that because, like I said, Angel gonna test you not just with your game, but physically. She's gonna test you mentally because she's gonna talk a lot. Not every player can handle that. You know what I mean? So, she withstood it and she was ready for it. So I feel like she was the X factor, especially with Shakira, because Shakira been balling the last few games. Damn near double every game. She ain't quite happy tonight. 6-6, she got in foul trouble. Obviously dealing with Cardozo, who's a lot bigger. And I think that kind of wore her down. Plus, she got, I saw Ray interview. She got her birthday on her now. She probably on that. Like, hurry, get this W so I can go celebrate, man. But nah, in all seriousness, yeah, Cardoso's a load, man. That's 6'7", man. So that's a load. So he had a work cut out for us. So somebody had to pick up the slack. Obviously, Citron was hot. Really Sykes rebounded as well from going donut the other day from scoring. That was crazy. I never thought I'd see that from her. But Kiki was the X factor because her 22, 10, and 4, they were huge. Those numbers was huge because she all said what Angel did, but she also made players around her better, man. So without that, could have been a different game.
Yeah, and then they didn't even have to think about putting Kara back in with the foul trouble because Kiki was playing so well. If she wasn't producing, that hit's gonna come, and then who knows? Kara gets back in and then fouls out, and then what? So yeah, definitely Kiki. That's a big game for her, man, especially in this situation.
Yeah, man, no arguments for me. Once again, another one of those nights where both of the rookies were special and their production was very, very much needed. Cardell, you talked about I think on Sunday, how big of a role, how important their contributions are to the success of this group. For all the things that you guys both laid out, Karen can't afford to have a rough night if Kiki can't step up and do her job. Citron, like she was on one, and it was really great to see Sykes respond because Sunday was an outlier for her. That was crazy to see. So I wasn't shocked to see her respond, but it was great to see that response as well. Had a couple comments. Always, Area 11 T, appreciate you. Who was wearing 22 tonight?
Sonya Citron, remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's capable, man. We've seen this before, like But nah, this was one of them games where you like, okay, that's what the All-Star now was for, But yeah, no, she was amazing tonight.
Yeah, this is that's why people typically are in her jersey, why she's not often left free to just pull and shoot and constantly run off the 3-point line. So what you guys are wondering, why does he pull up after she gets run off the line and all that stuff you guys want to happen immediately as a rookie? But again, there's a great urgency to rush that young lady off that line. Again, I don't know what Chicago had going on. They left her open. She didn't really miss. So that's why. The All-Star Trio showed out tonight, they said. And then last, but our bigs got to stay out of foul trouble. Shout out Kiki for staying out of it. My only little 2 cents is, man, I don't think y'all realize how much of a load Camila Cardoso is. It's not that I'm just 6'7". She be running it. She runs. Like, you have to go chase her to keep her from getting Shaq position. She be moving. But y'all thoughts on the foul trouble tonight?
I mean, it's par for the course. She's a bruising big. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they could be smarter, but she gonna put fouls on you if you're playing defense. There's just no getting around that, man. The thing is, you keep her off the boards. Definitely make her run, because that'll tire her out. That's your advantage. I mean, she's 6'7", 215, man. That's like playing against a footer that's around 300 pounds. It wears on you. So Shakira's, she's 6'5", but she's not a bruising big. She don't have a lot of girth. She's just super athletic. So if it gets into a banging game, that's to Cardoso's advantage. You know what I mean? Because she's already tall and she's bigger. And one thing you can neutralize with athleticism, I'm gonna put my shoulder in your chest and prevent you from jumping or moving. You're gonna be going back, and then I can just raise up and score. You see it countless times with a lot of, you know, on the fella side, the things, you know, earthbound guy. You see it with Jokic. You see it, you know, back in the day with Zach Randolph, guys that can't jump over a telephone book, but they somehow score at will, and then that's their way of doing it. So that's how you neutralize athleticism with someone who's more mobile than you, man. So yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those games, man. You know, it is what it is. You know, Cardoso's a hell of a player. That's why she was drafted third. Yeah, she was drafted third last year. It's for a reason. So you can't knock it. Ain't like you know, it's just some big that they just get signed the other day we ain't never heard of, man. It's the reason why South Carolina was dominant, and it's the reason why she was drafted high, and it's the reason why they're building the team around her and Angel.
Last, go and talk about Citron acting like her name was Wardell or something.
Hey, man, she might have. Yeah, we're gonna be like, yep. Wardell Citron, yep. Call it whatever you want it.
Well, appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you guys later this week after Thursday night's game against Golden State.
That's a big one, too.